Cast and Court TV. This is your girl, Miss Public Info, here with the latest and greatest and sometimes hated updates of your most favorite high profile cases going on around the country. Now, we're going to get into this Sean Carter and Rymir Satterthwaite ongoing legal feud. Now, last week, you remember we did an episode about how Rymir actually filed to dismiss his latest case against Jay-Z. And remember, this case is not really about the DNA of it all, but this was really about Jay-Z's camp trying to stop Rymir from filing that case. That Rymir says, according to Rymir, there have been many efforts to sort of stop him from filing the DNA case. Things that he talks about in certain interviews as it relates to people sort of trying to plant a gun on him in his vehicle, people trying to shoot at him, things of that nature, and just sort of overall, according to the filing, that Jay-Z sort of legal team, his legal team sort of have been trying to stop him by utilizing Jay-Z's celebrity and all of that to stop him from pursuing this DNA case. And that's what this latest lawsuit was about. So that lawsuit, Rymir, about a week ago, decided to dismiss that lawsuit. Now, some people said, oh, he got paid. Oh, he's done with it. But Cast and Court TV predicted to you guys that this was not the case, that he was not hanging up his cleats on this one, that he would probably be back, especially since this particular case was dismissed without prejudice, meaning that he could utilize this case again, that he could refile this case again. So Rymir actually, and we also predicted, let me get back to our analyzing. We also predicted or analyzed that he probably dismissed this case to put more of his full attention on the actual paternity case, that is the case that has the meat on its bones, that this other sort of side case, though it may be a little bit meaty, it's not the main focus for Rymir. He said in many interviews how he just wants to be legitimized, that he just wants the truth to come out. People have, really sort of criticized Jay-Z by saying, hey, why don't you just take the DNA test? What if you're not the dad, you're not the dad. What's the big deal? But of course, the undercurrent of that, and I got some questions in the comments about this, and I addressed this, but the undercurrent about that is not so much that Jay-Z is afraid of prosecution or anything like that. Someone asked that in the comments, is like, oh, is he afraid he's going to get diddied? No, that's not the fear here. You probably, though I'm not in his legal camp and I don't know exactly what's happening, but likely what's going on with Jay-Z as it relates to this case and why he doesn't want to cop to this DNA test is about the court of public opinion. Now, there have been rumors and accusations over the years that Jay-Z has had relationships with underage women, that he's had a relationship with a very young Foxy Brown when she was just a teenager, that he was, sniffing up behind, utilizing that loosely, behind Aaliyah when she was very young. And then of course, this is talk about him sort of dating Beyonce when she was, just 17 years old, and she's come out and said, no, we started dating when I was 18, 19 years old. So whatever that is, those stories have still come out. So Rymir's mother, who is deceased now, was said to have been just a teenager herself, just a kid herself, when her and I think early to mid 20s Jay-Z conceived Rymir, allegedly. So if this were to come out that Rymir is his son, then Jay-Z again will be dogged by more rumors about his alleged relationships with underage girls. And I would imagine that it would be quite cumbersome for him, not only because of the fact that it may affect his now business, but his relationships with his own daughters. He has a very young preteen daughter. She may even be 13 by now. I don't think she's quite 13, but with his preteen daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, who has now been thrust into the spotlight, going on tour and dancing with her mom and things of that nature. So this sort of casts a different sort of ink onto the Jay-Z persona if he indeed is proven to be Rymir's father, given that his mother was underage allegedly at the time of conception. Now, Rymir gave an exclusive interview to Us Weekly, and what he said, listen, guys, there's a lot going on in the background as it relates to this case. There was a lot happening. There was a lot of noise and some things I needed to take care of. So I decided to dismiss it. But I want you to understand that this does not mean that this is going away. He said, my fight continues. And he specifically says, I am playing chess, not checkers. Now, this statement is very interesting because if you have listened to any of sort of Sean Carter's fans over the course of his career and his business moves, one thing that Sean Carter fans will say is that, oh no, he's playing chess and not checkers. This is what happens when you play chess and not checkers. So Rymir sort of utilizing the same sort of ideology to fight this DNA case against Sean Carter himself and saying, I'm playing chess and not checkers is very interesting. And also it says a lot about the fact that he has his own savviness, right? And the fact that the man is very resilient, that he is someone who is not taking no for an answer. He talked about how he was sort of being pressured by, Sean Carter, his celebrity, and folks at Rock Nation to sort of shut up and go away. But he is resilient. He said, I'm going to continue to fight this. I am owed a response. I am owed legitimacy. I am owed an answer. Some people also guess that maybe he was told who his real father was, and that's why that he made this case go away. But it wasn't so. And also, the people who said that, he got a settlement, Rymir makes it clear in this exclusive with Us Weekly, which is down in the description box for you to peruse and read. It's very short. He says that no, I was not given a settlement. There's also another interview that he did from a video that he posted online, and he says that, I am not giving up. He says, I've not been given a settlement. No settlement was given. There's just a lot of things going on in the background, and I'm dismiss that, but we're going to continue. Some people speculated that maybe he couldn't afford to continue fighting at this time, and this is why he dismissed it. And based upon his answer as it relates to, there's a lot of things going on in the background, that could be part of it. There could be some financial reasons why he just decided that, okay, I needed to dismiss this for now, but I'm going to go back to it. That's why it was dismissed without prejudice. I think that's a huge indicator that this thing was gonna continue on, and that Rymir was not going to go off into that good night as so eloquently put in the very famous movie Lawrence of Arabia. Okay, he's not going off into that good night, that he will be talking about this, that he will be bringing this back up into litigation, and I think it's his right to do so. That is the latest on Rymir Satterthwaite and the Jay-Z saga. We will continue to monitor this. We will continue to go after it and see what's going on as things continue to ramp up on this thing. But it's very interesting that it went from a September 3rd hearing to a dismissal, and now to Rymir saying, don't you be fooled. I am playing chess and not checkers. That's it for Cast and Court TV for today, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. This is your girl, Miss Public Info, and we'll be back tomorrow with more cases, more updates, and more lunacy from inside the courtroom. Thanks so much. Court is adjourned for now. Peace.